Realtree's Midwest Whitetail is brought to you by Cabela's, Easton Arrows, Frigid Forage, Fuse, Grizzly Coolers, Hoyt, Hoyman Tree Saws, Muddy Outdoors, Nikon, Ozonics, Redneck Blinds, Rocket Broadheads, RTP Outdoors, Trophy Rock, Spot Hog Releases, Wilderness Athlete, Viking Solutions, and Realtree.
Well, it's the morning of November 11th. Same story it's been the last few hunts. We're in here after the target deer that I call Emma's buck. It's the big mainframe 10 with the flyer. So pressure's rising, hopeful for a good hunt. I've had some good sits on the 11th, so hopefully today's one of them too. That's definitely him. Come on, come on, come on. Well, welcome back to another hunt of Midwest Whitetails, the Heartland Show. Today is November 19th, and I'm on my farm in northern Illinois. We're hunting this nice little secluded food plot, cereal grain food plot tonight. And tonight's kind of an exciting hunt because it's the last day of the Illinois first firearm season, and I'm hunting with my good friend Zach. We've been lifelong hunting partners, and this is his first time ever getting behind the camera, so pretty cool for him. And another cool thing today is he shot his biggest buck to date this morning out of this stand, so where the deer ran off and died, we think we can still have a good hunt. And he saw another one of our target deer that I call Emma's buck, the big 10 with the flyer. And if you notice from other blogs, I've always talked about that deer on the north side of my farm. He's been a very big homebody over there. But this morning, Zach encountered him over here on this farm, which is over a mile away from his home core area. But he's just clear, at this time of year, there's only so many does left, and he's definitely on his feet looking for him. So we're gonna settle in. I will shoot some does tonight if we get a chance. I brought the Hoyt with. I definitely want to get done with the Hoyt, but if they hang up out of range, we'll take advantage of it and use the firearm. So gonna settle in for this evening's hunt and hope for the best. It's Shredder. It's Shredder. Are you on him? Ready? Zach, you ready? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Sam. Well, I don't know. I'm not for sure yet, but Zach's pretty sure that was the deer that I call Flyer. I do not call him Flyer. That's Emma's buck. She named him last year as a 3-year-old. He's a big mainframe 10 with a big flyer off his G2, and I filmed him a couple times this year. He was probably one of my top target deer. So excited. He has not been on this side of the farm all year. Zach saw him in here this morning when he shot the old Dominion, I called him. Big 4-year-old tight heavy 10-pointer. And I almost didn't believe Zach, but Zach has seen him before and he's been following trail cameras with me, so I knew it was probably him, if that's what Zach said. And sure enough, we're sitting here and I watched a couple does go through, and next thing I know, I just see antlers. I'm gonna call Emma and let her know what's going on, and we're gonna go down and check him out. Emma, look, I had to show you something. Emma, oh my gosh. Emma, do you know what deer that is?
A big one.
That's Emma's buck.
Daddy got your buck.
That's Emma's buck. Look at him. Isn't he big? Isn't he awesome? Well, today is November 20th. It's the day after I'd harvested Emma's buck. We shot him last night. Had history with this deer last year as a 3.5-year-old. He was pretty active on the farm. Blew up quite a bit. Last year he was just a 9-pointer. This year he blew up into this mainframe 10 with this nice flyer. And last year my daughter named him Emma's buck. It was the first deer she's ever named, and she was really original with the name. So that just kind of stuck, but I always identified him on the video blogs and previous hunts as the Flyer buck, just because he had this nice flyer coming off his G2 here. So this buck, I've been telling Brad and Jeff and some of my other buddies all year that I've never been more positive on where a deer lived, I don't think, in my 12, 15 years of bow hunting. This deer, he was very committed to hit an 80-acre parcel on my farm. My farm's about 500 acres, but I would not get any pictures or encounters of him outside of this 80-acre really since he shed his velvet in September, late August. These late days in the rut, it's just these deer are so much more aggressive, and they tend to make a few more mistakes because they're just looking for those last few does. So really cool how it came together, and like I said, I never would have guessed it would have happened the way it did, but I couldn't be happier to put my tag on any other deer really for 2017. I got some other great target deer, but I had really become kind of obsessed with him the last couple weeks just because I thought he was so killable, and it paid off, I guess. So we're gonna go ahead and get some pictures done and celebrate this harvest a little more. It's funny how these ones are good. Just bed it down.
Welcome back to Midwest Whitetail. It is November 23rd, and so happy Thanksgiving. Back here visiting the family, so I'm going to be taking a break from hunting public land for a couple days. Decided to hunt the family farm that I grew up on, and it's already been a pretty eventful morning. It's already 8 o'clock and we're finally just getting the chance to do an interview. I mean, we've had 20 or so deer work by, and unfortunately, they kind of went the wrong side of us. Haven't hunted this stand all year, obviously, and ended up having a decently mature buck. Couldn't really tell exactly, but he was a short tine 10. Got some really cool footage of him. He was bedded down with a doe over here. Another small buck came up, they sparred, but it's just been an action-packed morning. We're gonna probably sit here till around 9:30 or 10. Hopefully we can get it done before then. I know of a couple different mature deer in here that I really would like to see. But I just got to sit back and see what happens. I mean, we've had all the deer work their way through, so if any luck, we can catch one of these deer, one of these bucks behind them and come by the tree. So feels good. Be interested to see what happens. I have to say, pretty impressed that the buck tried squaring up. It's a bigger deer than that, dude. Wait. I would almost wait till he gets down below. He's a big deer. I think that's curls. It's definitely him. Wait till he gets down below us so he doesn't circle all the way up here. That's curls for sure. Yeah. He can't hear us. It's about 8:45 here, and we've got two shooters within what we think 100, 150 yards. One of the deer I spotted first, I know really well. It's a buck I call Curls. He's a 5-year-old this year. Saw him last year, had multiple pictures of him last year. I've gotten a couple on the one camera I've got in here this year, and he looks really good. And I was trying to grunt to him to get him to come up here. Jared spotted down the ridge we're on, and there's actually a really big 8-pointer down there. He's actually a 10, but we've got two big mature bucks in the area. At least we lost sight of both of them. I think that one that's on our ridge saw Curls and kind of went down his way, but I don't know. It's pretty crazy to have those two deer so close, but just gotta hope they work up this way, and the sooner the better, because we can't stick in here forever. We both got to get to Thanksgiving, so. It's a great feeling. It feels sweet. I'm shaking right now and I can't stop, but just gotta hope these deer will make it back up towards us. Present a shot. Well, it's about 10 o'clock here, and it is finally calming down. Since I did that last interview, it's just been constant action. Unfortunately, nothing came by this tree, but that big 10 that we saw with that doe, he went down on the bottom, and we lost sight of him. And then Jared said, I see another deer. And it was a really good 9, so that's 3 shooters and then 45 minutes in this little area. And that 9 actually worked his way up the hill towards us a little bit, but then he just went the wrong way. I would have shot that deer, I would have shot the 10. And then that buck that I called Curls, he's a sweet deer. And obviously, I mean, he's going to be the one that I want to shoot the most. But it was just crazy. The does are working off that ridge right now, and it's just been nonstop action. You know, it just goes to show what can happen with a spot when you don't pressure it at all. I mean, like I said earlier, I've been hunting public all year, and this is gonna be my first time in. I came home for Thanksgiving to hunt the farm that I grew up on, and it's just been an amazing hunt. I mean, I'm gonna be around for a couple of days with my dad and trying to get one of these deer on the ground. You know, all this good movement, daylight activity, you got to be in the woods, but definitely not how I expected this hunt to go. I knew we were going to see some deer, but to see 3 different shooters and then that one earlier that I probably would have shot that looked a little older, but it's just crazy. Great Thanksgiving hunt, but unfortunately, being the holiday, we're going to have to get down. We can't sit all day, so time to wrap up things here. Probably got 10 minutes, but the big part's going to be getting out clean now, so hopefully tomorrow, within the next few days, we'll be back in the tree in this property.